News reports say that Murray Edwards, the Calgary oil sands tycoon, is becoming a resident of London, England, for tax reasons. He's lived in Alberta, become a billionaire in Alberta, but there's just too much tax in Alberta now. Well, hang on, didn't Murray Edwards himself call for those taxes? Why, yes, he did. Last November, in fact, Edwards shocked the province, especially his fellow oilmen, with a surprise endorsement of Rachel Notley's announced carbon tax. He stood right up in the front, along with Rachel Notley and radical environmental groups, praising the carbon tax that he had warned against publicly until that very moment. Take a listen.
Today's announcement is a significant step forward for Alberta and for the industry. Speaking on behalf of Canadian Natural and my colleagues from Suncor, Cenovus, and Shell, we want to say we appreciate the strong leadership taken today by Premier Notley, her staff, and her government in this announcement. But the framework announced today will allow the ongoing innovation, technology, investment, and growth in the oil and gas industry at the same time we are looking to reduce our overall carbon emissions.
So how could he suddenly endorse a carbon tax? I mean, that would be like a chicken endorsing Colonel Sanders. What happened? I mean, just a few months before that, we saw the real Murray Edwards, the passionate pro-oil sands advocate. Right after Notley was elected, Murray Edwards canceled a major shareholders briefing on his company's investment plans, saying he couldn't accurately plan for things like capital spending or hiring, given Notley's threats to the industry. Now, that's pretty bold. And Edwards' senior executive, Steve Loud, told reporters about Notley's win, quote, "Clearly, this is not good for the industry." So Murray Edwards was starting to fight, and then he surrendered. Why? Well, we soon found out that Edwards' company, CNRL, had negotiated huge subsidies in Notley's carbon tax scheme. So his company won't be paying a dime. They actually might make money off this deal. That's how Notley got Edwards on board. The carbon tax will just be for the little people. And as for the hike in personal tax rates that Notley's bringing in, well, like I say, you can't tax it if it's in London, right? Well, I'm shocked. A billionaire with fancy lobbyists and tax lawyers who manages to wriggle out of a tax hike. That's the thing about politically connected insiders. They can move to London, England. They can negotiate special exemptions for their own companies. It's like Paul Martin, the former Liberal Prime Minister and shipping magnate, who flew a foreign flag on his ships to avoid taxes in Canada that he made the rest of us pay. Look, I don't blame Murray Edwards for saving himself millions of dollars a year, but I do blame him for selling out the rest of us, including the thousands of his own employees he hasn't laid off yet, who will have to pay the carbon tax that he helped foist on Albertans who can't flee with him to London. For the Rebel.media, I'm Ezra Levant. Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.